Hello everyone, welcome to 2021 Humane at Home series. We are so excited to start this year off with a bang, which hopefully you all got to see a little sneak peek of our animal that we're going to meet today. But my name is Carly and I am the Product Wildlife Education Specialist, so thank you all for joining us today. With my friend Sydney right here, she is our Wild Animal Care Specialist here at our Ramona campus. And we are with Benji the Bear, who we are going to meet as well today and learn a lot about him and his wild cousins out there in the wild. So Sydney here is going to tell us a little bit about our Ramona campus. So we just merged really recently here in September of 2020. And so she'll tell us a little bit about the background information, and then we're going to go ahead and meet this handsome devil that you guys just saw, who's walking away from us right now, actually.
All right, hi everybody. My name is Sydney. I work here at the Ramona campus. We're about 13 acres, located just outside of Ramona, and like Carly said, we merged in September, and we kind of mirror the Body Wildlife Center down in San Diego.
And friends, we do have an airport nearby, so you might be hearing some helicopters, and then you're hearing our coyote ambassadors reacting to that as well. They might be a little upset because Benji's stealing the show, but we're going to meet the coyotes in another month or two. But if you didn't know what coyotes sound like, hopefully you can hear them singing to the helicopters.
They're very excited, but
Okay, super excited, but we're going to... We've been out here for like 30 minutes waiting to set up this program, and they were quiet the entire time. There we go. There. Okay, so just give it another 5 minutes until another airplane flies by, and we'll see all that again. But again, Sydney, so...
Alright, so like I said, we're located on 13 acres in Ramona. We're kind of a mirror facility to the Body Wildlife Center down in San Diego. We specialize in rehabilitating native predators and mesopredators in San Diego, and we are also one of just 2 facilities in all of California that rehabilitates American black bears.
So when any of these animals come into, you know, it could really be as far north. How far north have we taken in apex predators?
Bears we can take from anywhere in the state, but usually the southern half of the state, and then coyotes and bobcats we can take in from as far as almost LA County at times.
So it's an amazing facility, yeah, it's an amazing facility that really helps out all the predator species here in Southern California. And the flight cage, how big of a flight cage do we have?
So we have a 150-foot flight cage, which is one of the largest here in San Diego, and that allows us to rehabilitate any bird of prey all the way up to a adult golden eagle and give them the amount of space they need to build up that flight stamina and muscles in order to be ready for release back into the wild.
One of the largest flight cages in Southern California, if I'm correct, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Right, so it was really amazing that we were able to take on this property. Unfortunately, Fund for Animals and HSUS, which is the Humane Society of the United States, kind of revamped their ideas of what they were going to be putting their money and their efforts into. So San Diego Humane Society stepped in, and now we have acquired this land, and so now it's just Project Wildlife Ramona campus. So not only do we do the raptors and the songbirds, but now we can do all those bigger predators as well. Do we have a question coming in, Miss Jordan?
we have people asking if the animals like to see humans or if we keep humans away from the animals here.
That's an amazing question. And if you guys, what we'll do this whole first 3 months, we're going to be really exploring this campus. And for the most part, a lot of these enclosures are separated on these 13 acres of land so that it's very minimal human contact. The bear and these coyotes are considered ambassador animals, so they're really used to having interaction with us humans. They usually are encouraged by it, and so Benji here, he's got a nice little bowl of snacks here that he'll be getting here in a minute to come and say hi to us. But for the most part, if they are rehab patients, just like we would do down at our San Diego campus, we try to limit our human contact as much as possible. So the best thing for these animals is that they come in, they get rehabilitated, and they get released as quickly as we can with these guys. Do we want to talk about this handsome guy since he's right here nearby, and maybe give him a treat for being such a good boy?
So this is Benji. Like Carly said, he is our ambassador American black bear. He is just about 2 or 3 years old now. He came into the center in July of 2019, so he's been here almost 2 years. And he came in as a yearling bear from a ski resort up in Lake Tahoe area called North Star. And he was found there by some snowboarders. He was found just all alone despite his young age and was climbing on people's snowboards and drawn to people. And he also exhibited a slight head tilt. And so he was taken into captivity by the California Fish and Wildlife Department to determine, why he was alone and if there was anything else going on in addition to that head tilt. And after observation, he was found to have some, minor neurological problems that are going to require lifelong care. And because he is so drawn to people, he's able to stay in captivity, and because he's not releasable. But he makes a great ambassador for his species because he loves to hang out with us and teach people about black bears and how to respect wildlife.
Now, one thing, Miss Sydney, we've been seeing from time to time is that he's a black bear, but he looks really brown.
That's right. Yeah, so black bears can come in a wide array of colors, anywhere from blonde or almost kind of beach blonde to the pitch black, and it really depends on genetics and regional variations. We also see variations in sizes depending on where they are in the United States. A lot of times out east we see the really massive bears that are up to 500 pounds and like deep black, versus here our bears tend to be a little bit smaller, and while they can be black, they tend to be lighter in color.
I don't know about you guys out there, if any of you have dark hair and sometimes it gets a little bit lighter in the sun. It's the same thing with Benji here. And like Miss Sydney was saying, the size is very comparable. So brown bears are also grizzly bears is what we were talking about. And grizzly bears can really sometimes be a lot bigger than those black bears. And then here in California, Sydney, we have more black bears than brown bears. Is that correct?
Correct. We do not have grizzly bears here in California. We used to have a subspecies of grizzly bear, but they are no longer in the state. They're now currently extinct. So all we have in the state of California is black bears, and their range does range all the way down to here in San Diego County. So while it's not likely, there is always a possibility of there being black bears close to where you live in California.
So again, friends, that coexisting word, we always use it. We love to use it here at Project Wildlife, is coexisting with our local wildlife. Sydney, what kind of role do black bears play out there in the wild, and why, we might not want them right at our doorstep, but we need to respect that they are around our homes and our areas?
Well, they play a really big role. They are considered scavengers, and they eat mostly berries and nuts and seeds, and so they also will spread those seeds around and help pollinate and reseed forests. They can be very arboreal, so they will climb to find their food, and they can eat things like fish and meat, although usually when they do eat meat like that, it is not necessarily something they have hunted, but just something that is already found in the forest where they live.
Miss Jordan, do we have a question?
We had a question. People see Benji snacking and they want to know how many pounds of food he can eat each day.
How many pounds of food can he eat each day, Miss Sydney?
So bears can eat a lot of food. During the high peak of their eating is usually spring and summer months, and they can eat up to 11 pounds of food a day. That's fruits, vegetables, seeds, nuts, protein, like I talked about, fish and meat. And that's what we feed our bears here at Project Wildlife. And they also receive a, similar to a dog food, like a fortified diet as well, in addition to all of the natural food items.
Now my friend Sydney here, she just got certified as a professional animal trainer. And so she's been here working with Benji and training some husbandry behaviors for him. So I don't know if you can take a little bit of a look at his enclosure, Miss Jordan, but he's got two sides here. And so when he first came in, he was definitely a little frightened when he was first put out here. And so we can actually lock him out on one side, clean the other side, ask him to move over, and then close him out and clean the other end. So it's all called protected contact. So we are never going in with Benji without some sort of fence line behind us or having him locked out. So it's not like we're going in there and wrestling with him and playing with him or anything like that. We stay safe, we're keeping him safe, and we keep our staff safe. Has another question come in?
Yes, does Benji hibernate?
Great question. Does he hibernate?
So Benji does not hibernate here. It doesn't get quite cold enough here in sunny San Diego for our bears to hibernate. He definitely slows down. They go through a period of hyperphagia, meaning that they eat a lot. Similar to us around Thanksgiving, they eat as much food as they can get their hands on. And though a normal bear in the wild in a colder area may hibernate, they just eat a lot of food and then go into a period of less food and less activity.
Do you think we could see him stand again?
Yeah, sure, let's see.
So guys, part of that training that Sydney's been working with and a lot of the husbandry behaviors is that she's working with him on an open mouth behavior too, so we can take a look inside. She's like, but he's nice and full now. Of course it is.
And just like the less food in the winter, he also tends to become a little less motivated, not quite as hungry, so sometimes the treats don't always seem as appealing.
Oh, look at that lazy bum. He's like, really? There it is.
Shows his full height right there.
Good job, bud. And so everything is through positive reinforcement, you guys. You're seeing him getting all these treats. He's getting rewarded just for sitting here, allowing us to sit in front of him. So nothing is ever negative. We never force our animals to do anything that they don't want to do on their own. So again, having him be able to go into a lockout and get rewarded with a lot of good treats while he's in there really helps reinforce that behavior, so that we have to make sure in case an emergency happens or we have a fire out here in Ramona, we want to make sure that we're able to get these animals under control, get them crated if we needed to. So it's really important that Sydney has such a strong relationship with these animal ambassadors. They trust her and they will be able to work with her through good experiences, and then again, hopefully, not knock on wood, none of those major evacuation experiences. Another question.
And we see a pool in the background. What does Benji do in there?
That's right, Benji loves water. A little bit less so this time of year, just due to the temperature. But yeah, bears love water. They love to swim and throw it around. We also have above the enclosure, the water fills from the top, and they'll play kind of in that water flow. And sometimes I'll come out here in the morning and it's 40 degrees and he's wet, but he just got out of the pool. I find it amazing, but they are a little bit more insulated than we are.
And there's a lot of enrichment. He has hammocks. He has a ton of different climbing apparatuses in here. You know, when they feed him in the morning, sometimes they'll spread food around the enclosure, so he practices that foraging behavior. I do see a Christmas tree in there, so different scents always, you know. That big old nose, you can smell a bunch of different things. So we always want to make sure we're keeping them not only healthy, but we're keeping them enriched as well, keeping that brain working. But like you said, kind of in the late afternoon, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not too thrilled to go and work out as well. So that's what he's doing here. But my friends, we are so excited that we can finally introduce our Ramona ambassadors to you all. We're really looking forward to the next few months here for our Wildlife Fridays. Next February, we're going to talk about baby season, my friends, and we're going to have a virtual baby shower. So unfortunately, due to COVID, we can't have anything on site like we normally would love to do. But we are going to be doing a lot of promotion, a lot of videos, a lot of sharing different ambassadors. So hopefully you guys will still want to donate and help us with just like daily items that we need, tissue paper, paper towels, dish soap, things like that, just really help keep us going. And then donating anything monetarily helps us pay for all the food to feed this big guy all year round as well. So come back on the first Friday of February, but also tune in next Friday for our virtual adoption event that we're going to have Sorry, we have 5 Fridays in January, so we want to make sure that we're getting everything all packed into this month of January. But next Friday will be virtual adoption at 3 p.m. So we bumped it up an hour. And come back and visit us on that next Friday, my friends. But without further ado, we're going to say farewell, unless there's any more questions. All right, and we'll get a nice last big close-up of Benji the black bear. And thanks for joining us today.